Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about AWS Code Deploy. So we already know that AWS supports or provides a lot of services to deploy your application or codes to AWS instances or AWS Lambda. So similarly, we are going to learn about Code Deploy, which is again a very fully managed deployment service from AWS, and it also allows you to automatically manage your deployments using the pipelines. But right now, we are going to learn to create an application and deploy it manually on the using the Code Deploy. Okay, so let's get started. Once you are on the landing page of Code Deploy, you can click on Create Application, or you can simply search here Code Deploy. So it will take you to the landing page. Okay, so once you click on Create Application, so you have to give the application name. You can give any name that you want. My first app. In the choose compute platform, you can choose EC2 instances. Right now, we are going to deploy an EC2 server, so we'll use EC2 or on-premises instances. Or you can also choose to deploy an AWS Lambda, but we'll choose EC2 instance, and you can add a tag which is optional. Click on Create Application. So once you have created the application, it will ask you to create a deployment group. So deployment group is basically an environment where you will define your instances, or you will define how your application will be deployed. Okay. So to do this, make sure you have a instance, and it should be in a running state. So if you do not have an instance up, you create an instance and start it. So you can see my instance is up and running, and it should have a IP address, public IP address. Okay. So once it is there, then you just have to go back and click on create deployment group. So before we proceed into details, I have created an overview here. So what all we are going to cover. So we are going to create the application first. So application is nothing but a sample application, which will be, all the files will be stored in a Myapp folder. So you need to have a main page, which is nothing but the index.html, which will contain the main code of your main web page. Then you need to have appspec, which is the configuration file to contain the details about how you are going to run your application, or where you're going to copy all the details. And then you need to have a scripts folder, which will contain the scripts to start and stop the HTTP daemon. And then you are going to create the zip of the application, and you're going to upload it to S3. Next, we are going to create the application on Code Deploy. Okay, we are going to deploy an EC2 instance. Then we are going to create deployment group. Okay, so to create deployment group, you need to have a role from IAM. So if you don't have a role, you need to create a service role, and that should have a permissions to deploy using EC2 instance, and it should also have a read-only access to S3, because we are going to upload the zip to S3, so you should be able to access your S3 bucket. Okay, so we are going to follow all this. Then we are going to deploy the app on the deployment group, and then we are going to check whether the app is running or not. Okay, so let's get started. So after you have created the application, you have to click on create deployment group. So here you can see we have already chosen the compute type EC2. Then give any deployment group name, like code deploy group. Okay, then you have to choose a role. So I have already defined the role here, AWS code deploy role. So if you have not created the role, you have to go here in your IAM roles. In that, you need to have these permissions. Okay, we'll talk about permissions and policies later. So make sure you have these two. You can search and add the permissions. So it should have Amazon EC2 role for AWS role code deploy, and it should have Amazon S3 read only access. Okay, so this is my role. which I have chosen here. Okay. So once you do that, then you have to select the type of like how to deploy your application. So we are currently going to choose in place. Okay. Then in the environment configuration, it allows you to select like the Amazon EC2 instance where you can deploy your application. So since the instances are tagged, when you create an instance, you can add tags to do those instances. So like I have this instance name tag. So once you give a tag, so you can see one unique match instance found. So that will take you refer to the instance you have created. Okay. So once you have done that, then now you have an option to deploy AWS code deploy agent on the server. So either you can do this manually on the server, which is it should be already present here. If it is not present, if it is not installed, AWS code deploy agent, you can either choose to install it from here now and schedule updates, or you can install it manually on the server. Okay. So and then so right now it's already installed, or I'm choosing it never, or you can choose it to now if you have if you don't have it installed already. So it's recommended that you install now and update it. Okay. So once you do that, then you have to select code deploy default all at once, which is the default option. Then load balancer, for the time being you disable it because we are not going to use load balancing right now, and then click on create deployment group. So once your deployment group is created, then what you need to do, you have to go back to your applications and click on the app that you have created. Okay. Or select the app and click on deploy application. Okay. So once you do that, it will ask you the deployment group. So deployment group will be the group that you have created, and then it will ask you to select your application. So now we have to select the application, like where it is stored, either it is in S3 or is it in GitHub. So right now we are going to use S3. So right, so now let's go back to the app. You can see this is my present folder, and in that I have this my app folder. So I have already prepared the file so that it'll be easy to for the tutorial. So we need to have this index.html file, which will have the main page. So if you open this, you'll have this simple title, and then it will have a simple body, which is like a simple what do you call a web page. Okay. Yeah. So you can make a changes if you want here, and simply just for the demo purpose. And then you need to have a appspec, appspec.yml. So appspec.yml. So it is nothing but the configuration or the setting of your application. You can see here it shows that the files which will be taken from the root, and it will be sent to this folder where like whatever files you are in your application, it will be stored here. Then you have a start script and a stop script, and you are going to run the application as root. Okay. So these all settings are here. Then what you do, you have to create the zip of the application. So how do you do that? So I think I already have this here, app.zip. So I can simply remove this app.zip, and then I can create zip minus r, then the zip name like new zip dot app. Sorry, let's give it any name, but it should have a an extension of zip, and then your folder, like where your all the files are present, right? So once you do that, your zip is created. You can see that. Yeah, new app.zip. So now what you need to do is you have to upload it to S3. So either you can upload it through the main console, AWS console, or you can use the AWS CLI, AWS S3 CP, your application dot zip, and then followed by the target location, which is S3. Then your bucket name should be your bucket name, and then the target name, which is anything that you want. So new app dot zip, new app 2 or anything dot zip. Okay, so that will copy your zip to Amazon S3. So you can go back to your S3 and check whether it has been uploaded or not. Okay, so you can see here new app 2.zip created at this time, right? So it has been uploaded. So once you do that, you take the URI of that so that we can use it for later use. Okay, so we have created a zip and uploaded to S3. Now, what is the next step? We have to uh, we have to deploy the application. So we go back here and then we put that URL here, like whatever S3 bucket you have uploaded, you can paste the URL here as the URL, and then the revision file type will be zip. Automatically, it is taking. Later, I mean, you don't need to give additional setting right now, so keep it as it is and click on create deployment. You can get a success message here, deployment created. So as you can see, the deployment is already in progress, and you can see it is succeeded. So status is showing it succeeded. So you can see the status it succeeded. So you can it will deploy on all the instances that you have chosen. So this is my instance ID, and then if you click on view events, you will see that it has a lot of sub events. So application stop, download bundle, before install, install, after install, and then application start, validate search. So you can see all of the steps are succeeded. Now let's check if the application is running or not. So what you need to check that, what you need to do is you just need to take the IP address of your instance and then type http colon slash slash your IP address. If you do that, it should show up. So you can see here your page is showing as it is, which is written from the, it is taken from Myapp. It is taken from index.html. Yeah. So exactly whatever you have created in the index.html, so it is being displayed as an app here. So this is just for a demo purpose. And now what is the next step? So let's say you make a change in the app here. So if you make any change, what you need to do, you need to again uh, deploy it. You need to again zip it. Okay, you need to zip it and then again upload to S3, and then you need to redeploy it, right? Okay, so so that's a manual process. So this is what we are going to learn in our next tutorial, where it takes care of automatic deployments. So you need to, for that we are going to learn CI and CD pipelining, and we can help automate the deployments. Okay, so this is all in this tutorial, and if you think this is useful, please subscribe to our channel, which is Technical Lab, and give a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.